we didn't really set about to do this project for the people of Detroit. You were not our primary audience. We assume that you already know more about Detroit than we'll ever know. However, there are people in Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, Wichita, St. Louis, Atlanta, Dallas, and indeed all over the world. Time Magazine reaches millions and millions of people around the world. I think that they're certainly more aware of what the realities and some of the nuances of the Detroit story were. And I would also point out to you that some of these sort of shocking negative stories that we ran that so offended everyone in Detroit, oh, they came out here to do this, and now they're just going to do that. We already know all that. We're tired of that. Well, that's what gets the attention of the people outside the world, outside the city, and go, oh my God, things are really shocking there. Then you have their attention, then you can start to walk them through the reality. So I think I don't know if we shook up anybody, but we certainly educated a lot of people about Detroit.
Detroiters don't often understand this, but Detroit, in much of the world, Detroit is better known than maybe San Francisco, or this may be the third most famous city in this country. In fact, there's a saying in the Middle East that if you go into the desert and you stop a Bedouin on his camel and ask him to name 3 American cities, he'd say Detroit, Washington, and New York.
We certainly caused a lot of our competitors, particularly the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post, to pay a significantly, just much more attention to Detroit and actually assigning reporters to covering the city and its potential recovery in ways they had not done in years. So I think that's one consequences of our presence here.